In this episode, I want to show you some techniques to think about laying out a residential development and the development corridor. So here we have a piece of property with lots of topography. This technique will work well when the topography is really steep and you have maybe mountain ridges and then valleys that might have streams in them where you can't do work in the streams. And so we need to think about how we're going to grade across the ridgetop. I've done a little bit of work ahead of time and kind of labeled just so that you can see a little bit more easily what these contours are. And so this one's 980. I've put in some 960 and 994. And for each development, you need to think about what your development corridor is going to be for that particular project. I've done two kind of sample corridors here. This one's where it's dropping down away from the road, and it's about a 5-foot difference from the road down to the back of the house. And then this one is going uphill, and it's only about a 3-foot difference. So you can make these more steep, but generally most developers or home builders want their house to sit above the road. So only when there's a big grading concern would you do something like this. This development has a 50-foot right-of-way, 20-foot setbacks, and 50 feet for the house and 15. The total development corridor is about 220 feet. 250 is probably a good number to use for a general development, and I drew that circle too big. I should have drawn it with a radius of 125, which is a development width of 250. So as you can see there, that's about 250. So we can take that circle and start dropping them in on top of your ridge. And what you want to do is think about balancing this, each side of the development corridor. So for instance, after you've built all of this, you really want this to be about the same as that. And even if the initial topography looked like this, it doesn't matter. You're kind of planning for this final condition of this distance. So you want to kind of match this elevation here with that elevation there and not worry about where the peak is.